In the heart of Mesopotamia, cradled between the life-giving currents of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, arose a city whose name would echo through the annals of history, Babylon. Its story is one of audacious ambition, architectural grandeur, cultural brilliance, and inevitable decline, a testament to human ingenuity and the transient nature of empires. Babylon was not merely a city, it was a beacon of civilization, a crucible where law, science, art, and religion melded to shape the ancient world. Its influence stretched far beyond its walls, imprinting itself on the cultures of the Near East and the chronicles of history. This is the tale of Babylon's meteoric rise, its golden zenith, and its poignant fall, woven through the lives of 5 pivotal figures who defined its legacy: Hammurabi, Nebuchadnezzar II, Sargon of Akkad, Cyrus the Great, and Alexander the Great. Babylon's origins are rooted in the fertile plains of Mesopotamia, a region often called the cradle of civilization. Around 2300 BCE, the settlement that would become Babylon emerged as a modest town in the Akkadian Empire, overshadowed by older cities like Uruk and Ur. Its strategic location along the Euphrates made it a hub for trade and agriculture. But it was under the Amorites, a Semitic people, that Babylon began its ascent. By the 19th century BCE, it was poised to become a dominant power under the leadership of its most iconic ruler, Hammurabi. Hammurabi, the 6th king of the First Babylonian dynasty, transformed Babylon from a regional city-state into the political and cultural heart of Mesopotamia. Ascending the throne around 1792 BCE, Hammurabi inherited a modest kingdom, but harbored grand ambitions. A shrewd diplomat and relentless warrior, he expanded Babylon's dominion through a combination of alliances, strategic marriages, and military conquests. By the end of his reign, he had subdued rival city-states like Larsa, Eshnunna, and Mari, unifying southern Mesopotamia under Babylonian rule. Hammurabi's greatest legacy, however, lies not in his conquests, but in his codification of justice, the Code of Hammurabi, inscribed on a towering diorite stele. This legal code, comprising 282 laws, established principles of justice that reverberated through history. The code covered everything from trade regulations to family law, with punishments tailored to social status and the principle of an eye for an eye. Its preamble declared Hammurabi's divine mandate to make justice visible in the land, and its influence can be traced in later legal systems, from Mosaic law to Roman jurisprudence. The stele, adorned with a relief of Hammurabi receiving authority from the god Shamash, symbolized Babylon's role as a center of divine and earthly order. Under Hammurabi, Babylon became a bustling metropolis. Its markets thrived with goods from as far as the Indus Valley and Anatolia. Its temples, like the Esagila dedicated to Marduk, Babylon's patron god, drew worshippers, and its scribes advanced cuneiform writing. Hammurabi's reign marked Babylon's first golden age, laying the foundations for its enduring fame. Yet, after his death, the empire weakened under his successors, falling to the Kassites around 1595 BCE. The city endured, its prestige intact, waiting for its next great chapter. Though Babylon's prominence crystallized under Hammurabi, its roots were nourished by the legacy of Sargon of Akkad, the founder of the Akkadian Empire, whose influence shaped the region's political and cultural landscape. Sargon, a usurper of humble origins, rose from obscurity to forge the world's first multi-ethnic empire. From his capital at Akkad, Sargon conquered Sumerian city-states and extended his reach to the Persian Gulf and the Levant. Babylon, then a minor settlement, fell within his orbit, absorbing Akkadian administrative practices and cultural traditions. Sargon's genius lay in his centralization of power. He appointed loyal governors, standardized weights and measures, and fostered trade networks that connected Mesopotamia to distant lands. His Akkadian language became a lingua franca, and his empire's bureaucratic innovations, such as record-keeping on clay tablets, laid the groundwork for Babylon's later administrative prowess. Sargon's deification in life, a bold assertion of divine kingship, also set a precedent for Babylonian rulers like Hammurabi, who claimed divine favor to legitimize their authority. Though Sargon's empire fragmented after his death, his legacy of imperial ambition and cultural synthesis endured in Babylon. The city inherited his vision of a unified Mesopotamia, and its rulers would draw on Akkadian traditions to assert their dominance. Sargon's shadow loomed large, a reminder of the heights to which a city like Babylon could aspire. Babylon's second and most celebrated golden age dawned with the rise of the Neo-Babylonian Empire in the 7th century BCE under the indomitable Nebuchadnezzar II. After centuries of foreign domination by Kassites, Assyrians, and others, Babylon reasserted its supremacy following the fall of the Assyrian Empire. Nebuchadnezzar, a warrior king and master builder, elevated Babylon to unprecedented heights, creating a city that awed contemporaries and inspired legends. Nebuchadnezzar's military campaigns were relentless. He defeated the Egyptians at the Battle of Carchemish in 605 BCE, securing Babylonian dominance over the Levant. His conquests extended to Judah, where he besieged Jerusalem twice in 597 and 10 years later in 587 BCE, deporting its elites to Babylon in the infamous Babylonian exile. These victories brought immense wealth, which Nebuchadnezzar funneled into transforming Babylon into a marvel of the ancient world. The city became a monument to human achievement. Nebuchadnezzar rebuilt the Etemenanke ziggurat, a massive step tower possibly linked to the biblical Tower of Babel, dedicated to Marduk. He constructed the Ishtar Gate, a breathtaking structure adorned with glazed blue bricks and reliefs of lions, bulls, and dragons, which served as the ceremonial entrance to the city. The processional way, lined with vibrant reliefs, led to the heart of Babylon's religious and political life. Most famously, Nebuchadnezzar is credited with the Hanging Gardens, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Though archaeological evidence remains elusive, ancient sources like Berossus and Diodorus Siculus describe terraced gardens irrigated by ingenious hydraulic systems built to please his Median queen, Amytis. Babylon under Nebuchadnezzar was a cultural and intellectual hub. Its astronomers charted the stars, contributing to the zodiac and early astrology. Its scribes preserved Sumerian and Akkadian literature, including the Epic of Gilgamesh, while its priests elevated Marduk to the head of the Mesopotamian pantheon. The city's wealth and cosmopolitanism attracted merchants, scholars, and exiles, making it a melting pot of cultures. Nebuchadnezzar's Babylon was the pinnacle of Mesopotamian civilization, its name synonymous with splendor and power. Yet, the seeds of decline were sown even in this golden age. Nebuchadnezzar's successors were less capable, and the empire's reliance on tribute and conquest made it vulnerable to internal strife and external threats. The stage was set for a new conqueror to claim Babylon's glory. The fall of Babylon came swiftly under the gaze of Cyrus the Great, the founder of the Achaemenid Persian Empire. Cyrus, a ruler of unparalleled vision, built an empire that dwarfed Babylon's, stretching from Anatolia to the Indus Valley. In 539 BCE, he turned his sights on Babylon, then ruled by the ineffectual Nabonidus, whose neglect of Marduk's cult alienated the city's powerful priesthood. Cyrus's conquest of Babylon was a masterstroke of strategy and diplomacy. According to the Cyrus cylinder, a clay artifact inscribed with his propaganda, he entered the city without a battle, welcomed by priests and citizens weary of Nabonidus's rule. Herodotus recounts a tale of Cyrus diverting the Euphrates to infiltrate Babylon via its riverbed, though this may be apocryphal. Regardless, Babylon fell in October 539 BCE, marking the end of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Cyrus's treatment of Babylon was remarkably enlightened. He preserved its religious and cultural institutions, presenting himself as a liberator chosen by Marduk. The Cyrus cylinder declares his restoration of temples and repatriation of exiled peoples, including the Jews, whom he allowed to return to Jerusalem. Babylon became a key satrapy in the Achaemenid Empire, its administrative systems integrated into Cyrus's vast bureaucracy. The city's infrastructure, its walls, gates, and temples remained intact, a testament to its enduring prestige. Under Persian rule, Babylon's influence waned but did not vanish. It remained a cultural and economic center, its legacy of law, astronomy, and literature absorbed into the Achaemenid synthesis. Yet its days as an independent power were over, its fate now tied to the fortunes of a larger empire. Babylon's story reached its twilight with Alexander the Great, the Macedonian conqueror whose ambition rivaled that of Sargon and Cyrus. In 331 BCE, after defeating the Persian king Darius III at Gaugamela, Alexander entered Babylon in triumph. The city, still magnificent despite its diminished political status, captivated him. Its walls, gardens, and ziggurats symbolized the grandeur of the East, and Alexander declared Babylon the capital of his burgeoning empire. Alexander treated Babylon with reverence, ordering the restoration of the Etemenanke ziggurat and honoring its religious traditions. He envisioned Babylon as the heart of a new world order, blending Greek and Eastern cultures. His court adopted Persian customs, and he planned ambitious projects, including a vast harbor to make Babylon a maritime hub. Yet his dreams were cut short. In June 323 BCE, Alexander fell ill after a feast in Nebuchadnezzar's palace and died at the age of 32. His death in Babylon marked the end of an era. As his empire fragmented among his generals, the Diadochi, Babylon's fortunes declined rapidly after Alexander. The Seleucid Empire, which inherited the region, shifted its capital to Seleucia, and Babylon's population dwindled. By the 2nd century BCE, the city was a shadow of its former self, its temples crumbling and its canals silting up. By the 1st century CE, Babylon was little more than a village, its ruins a haunting reminder of its past glory. Babylon's influence transcends its physical existence. Its contributions to law, through Hammurabi's code, shaped the concept of codified justice. Its astronomers laid the foundations for modern celestial science. Its literature, preserved on clay tablets, inspired generations of storytellers. The city's name became a byword for grandeur and excess, immortalized in the Bible, Greek histories, and modern culture. The Hanging Gardens, whether real or legendary, symbolize human ingenuity, while the Tower of Babel remains a potent metaphor for ambition and hubris. The 5 figures, Sargon, Hammurabi, Nebuchadnezzar, Cyrus, and Alexander, each left their mark on Babylon's saga. Sargon's empire building set the stage, Hammurabi's laws gave it order, Nebuchadnezzar's vision made it a wonder, Cyrus's conquest integrated it into a global empire, and Alexander's dreams marked its final flourish. Together they wove a tapestry of triumph and tragedy, ensuring Babylon's place in the pantheon of human civilization. Babylon's fall was not an end but a transformation. Its ideas, carried by conquerors and exiles, seeded the cultures of Persia, Greece, and beyond. Today, its ruins in modern Iraq, partially reconstructed under Saddam Hussein, stand as a testament to a city that dared to reach for eternity. Babylon, the jewel of Mesopotamia, remains a symbol of humanity's capacity to create, conquer, and endure, its story etched in the clay of history and the imagination of the world.